next instrument is the Casio keyboard, one of my favorite ones. When I had played the acoustic version, like a accordion, glockenspiel and the drums for maybe 2 weeks, I thought I just need some electronic sounds in this one-man band. This one is from 1989 and I'm just gonna go into detail to just show you some of my favorite sounds, but just first let you know how I attach this onto the kit. So this is why I have this stick. This stick is from a microphone stand, and on the back side of the Casio keyboard I just tape one of these, so this one can actually be mounted onto a microphone stand. So I'm gonna tape this onto the Casio, and then we can mount it onto the rig, and we have our Casio keyboard onto the rest of the backpack. This Casio keyboard has a small output, that's a 3.5mm output, and you can use a cable like this, so 3.5 to 6.3mm, and you can plug this into an amplifier. So that's what I did in the beginning. I had this from the Casio back to the little Roland amplifier. I'm just gonna zoom in on the Casio to show you some of my favorite functions and sounds on this little one. I was looking for a mini keyboard and I found this one, and this is just perfect because it has the 100 sound tone bank, everybody. It runs on 4 AA batteries, which is good if you want to keep this onto the backpack, or you can use the power adapter, which I'm using right now. This is now lined out from the output straight into the mixer with the flat EQ. I usually never use EQ on this because all the sounds are just perfect as they are. This is polyphonic, but only for 2 notes. You can try to get more, but you will only get 2. Which is enough for me. I think what is so good about the sounds in the Casio here is when they made this in 1989, they tried to make all the instruments sounding like real instruments as much as possible. And it was not very, very close to an original sound, but that is exactly what makes it so good. If you compare to a new keyboard, in a new keyboard, to me, everything sounds too good. So, for example, number 17, oboe. You can hear that they really tried to sound like an oboe, but you just get that Casio sound, accordion, the organs, tuba, cello, I mostly use this for lead sounds or bass sounds, sound effects, which are amazing in this one, and sometimes for chords. So if I play the accordion with my left hand, I can play this with my right hand, or I can play the glockenspiel. So this can be lead sounds on its own or together with one of the vocal lead sounds that I use. And I'm gonna show you some of my favorite sounds in the Casio. So, starting off with the lead sounds, the one I have used the most probably of them all is 5/5 synth reed, as it's called. We have 5/6 called synth lead. Number 19, clarinet, also something I have used a lot. Another sound that I have used a lot is number 10. It's called brass ensemble. Number 30, strings. Oops, that's not number 30. Number 30, strings. Number 26, bagpipe. And here's one of my favorite sounds of them all. This is under the sound effects section, and it's called computer sound, but this is actually something I use for lead. So if you hold it down, it's gonna be, but if you just tap it, you can play melody. So I use this on the Bubble Bubble song. And then we have more of a staccato sound in 6/3. It's called Twinkle Echo, and it has some delay onto it as well. Number 46, mandolin. If you hold a key, you get that tremolo. Okay, this sound is called fantasy. 6/1 fantasy. If you just tap the key, you get this mellow sound. And if you hold the key down, it's sharper. And this sound actually leads us in onto the more sad sounds, because there's a lot of happy sounds in this one, but I love the sad sounds as well, as this is my favorite sad sound, 47, harp. Another sad sound is number 60, glass harmonica. Zero 9 is accordion, and this is pretty funny because instead of playing the accordion on my accordion, I play it sometimes on this. Zero 6 is called pipe organ. Okay, and that leads us into the chords sounds that I have used sometimes. There's a jazz organ on 0-4. It's pretty nice for long chords. 0-5 is electric organ, I assume. And another one I have used sometimes for chords and stuff is called Honky Tonk Piano 0-2. And now onto the bass sounds. So sometimes mostly I play the bass on the accordion bass notes, but sometimes I just want this more massive bass from the Casio, and then I just mostly play chords on the accordion bass side. The first bass sound I normally used back in the day was number 40 elec bass. Sometimes I used number 41 wood bass. Also, number 39 slap bass. But my favorite bass sound of them all is number 5-4. It's called synth brass. But if you play it down here, you get... Now onto the sound effects. If you have seen me playing, you probably have heard this sound. And this sound. So this sound, number 74, is called laser beam. And this one splits around here. So you have two sounds, one on this side, one on this side. And since this is two voice polyphonic, you can play two of them with a little bit of delay, so you get this chorus thing. Another favorite is 73, called Emergency Alarm. Also 2 in 1. 2 sounds for the price of 1. This is really cool because this is actually different pitched depending on up here or down here. It's a tiny bit higher up here. That's very clever. Yeah, so I like to play maybe on the glockenspiel and on the accordion and on the voice things, and then I just throw this in. Number 71, ambulance. Number 77, car horn. That's also two different ones. Number 70 is called airplane. Listen to this. I think it's incredible that they made this in a, what I assume was more of a toy keyboard. So in 1989, as a toy keyboard, they have all these very cool sounds. If you hold the key down on one sound and you just hold it, you can change sound and still keep the old sound. So I actually use that sometimes to get from one sound to another in a smooth way. They have some normal, so to say, normal drum sounds like. But I usually use the number 93 tom because it sounds like this. It has 4 different pitches. Then we have some sound effects sample things down here. So if you click select, you can select one. And my favorite one is called computer. So this is what the computer sounded like in 1989, just so you know. If I lower the volume, you get a different sound, which is really cool. That's actually goes for all the sounds, that you have different sounds if you have lower or higher volume. It's not only the volume that changes, but also the sound. Like you hear, this is staccato sound, short now. And you can change the tempo. Okay, another one. This is called classical. This one is called bagpiper. One of my favorites. Yeah, and you have all these sorts of drum beats. This is called Disco 3. We have Disco 2 here. Disco 1. Oh, that's nice. And then the button that everyone wants to press, the demo button. And this is so funny because people used to come up to me and they recognize the sound of the digit buttons here as when you change the sound, and they remember this sound because they had this as a child, this Casio keyboard, and they always ask me to press the demo button song because obviously it is so good and everyone remembers it from their childhood. Here it comes.